my god. I've been AFK here at the cave spider spawner for overnight, and there was over 1,000 XP orbs after running this thing. Holy. Oh, I think the frame rate is coming back. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. That is some crazy stuff. Welcome back, folks. This is Trufflez, and we're here with another episode of the survival series. How's it going? So last episode, we set up this this cave spider spawner farm. Man, that's a mouthful. And so I've been here AFKing for quite some time, gathering up levels and doing enchantments and stuff. So yeah, we have all diamond, actually. Unfortunately, these boots, I haven't been able to get Depth Strider on them, so I just stuck it in the chest here. But yeah, take a look at that. Well, unfortunately, with this shader, the enchantment overlay is not working quite right. So I'm wearing a glowing mass of light, apparently. But anyway, folks, today we're going to be doing, let's see, we have a big storage problem. I mean, first of all, we are getting a lot of drops from this farm, and besides that, we basically just have a bunch of random chests thrown around, and everything's just sort of in a mess. So I was thinking we should set up a new storage system. This one seems to get the job done, but it's getting more and more full of junk, as you can clearly see. Now, of course, we did some major expansions to this area last episode, and I was thinking of putting a storage system, just a bunch of chests, really, on this wall, and just have bulk storage in this area. It's not going to be anything too fancy, no item sorters or anything like that, but it will solve our, or at least temporarily alleviate our storage problem. So we'll get right to it here. I'm going to put one column right here, which will be the right side of the storage system, and the other column I'm going to put right here. That just defines the boundary of where we're going to put this thing. Something like this should be fine. But then that means we're going to have to take out this pillar for the sake of having the room symmetrical and just move it over one block. And then we'll put smooth sandstone stairs around the base of this thing. Perfect. And now we just got to clear a lot of space for the chests we're going to be putting in. Oh, we have 8 more. Okay. I thought we almost screwed up the math there. That would have been a problem. Okay, so that's all the chests. Now we're going to figure out how to sort this stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be using signs because that prevents you from being able to click on the chest. Same thing with item frames, and both signs and item frames cause a lot of lag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a little series of blocks across the top of this thing, which will kind of indicate roughly what each column is storing. That took quite some time, but now we have our little guide system up. I've also moved all of our items into the storage system and added another layer below the bottom chests so we can fit more items in there that just won't fit otherwise. Of course, there are 2 empty slots on the right side with 6 chests. Well, technically 8 chests, but this can be used for like building materials or something. The rest of this, I figured out a pretty decent system for storing everything, so it kind of makes sense in a way, at least to me. Probably won't to anyone else, but that's perfectly fine. At least we've definitely solved our storage solution for now. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I swear, these guys friggin' spawn in all the time. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the heck? Alright, storage is nice and all, but let's get on with the meat of today's episode. So on this side of the base, last time we just simply cleared this place out and kind of left it alone, but I'm planning on converting this whole place into a potion lab. So as you can see, I've got a layout here going on. I've got all the potions that I think we're going to be brewing here. You can look over them if you want to. But I'll go over this setup here later. What's really important right now is to head into the nether and find some nether warts. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So as you can see, we are right by this nether fortress on the way to the desert, actually. And I think I'll just have to break my way down here somehow. Or I can just jump down, maybe. Sure, I'll do that. And let's go exploring this place, shall we? Ooh, blazes. I wonder if there is a spawn around here somewhere. That would be really nice. Oh, come on. Didn't take him out fast enough. Oh, there's another wart. Oh, come on. There's got to be a spawner here somewhere, right? Or maybe they just spawned in naturally, so, Another blaze, but I don't think that there's a spawn around here somewhere. Oops. There's a lot to this place, but I haven't found a blaze spawner yet. What the heck is that sound? Oh, it's one of those guys. I didn't realize they changed the sound on those. That's actually kind of weird. Is this a blaze spawner here? Oh yeah, check it out. That's pretty cool. That means we'll probably be able to set up a much better XP farm here. Too bad there's not a dual blaze spawner or anything like that. That would have been pretty cool. Oh, wait a minute. Is this another one? Hey! Look at that! Although, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use both of them at the same time. Because, look how far apart they are. Yeah. So that's kind of unfortunate. We got our nether warts, and we got a bunch of blaze rods from that. All that's left to do is gather a bunch of soul sand, because we're going to be making a massive farm. Aha! Just need to find a way around. Oh, screw off. Oh, you... Okay, so in total there, I think we got something like 14 stacks and a little bit of soul sand, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So let's take a look at the reason why. Are you ready for this? Wow, look at that. This is going to be the biggest room in the entire base for no reason at all. This is going to be the location of our nether wart farm. And if you're still confused, I get it. This is not a very conventional layout of a nether wart farm, and I kind of have a good reason for that. So I really wanted to have a lot of nether warts, but just putting it down in a giant square was going to be pretty boring. So yeah, we're going to put the nether wart down here. Just lay the soul sand down on this entire floor here, and kind of have these tunnels and stuff going between the two layers here. I just think it's going to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. And yes, if you're wondering, I really did mine out this entire place with this pick. These friggin' guys are such a pain, and they spawn in all the time. Okay, so that's the whole thing kind of laid out. Of course, it still looks pretty bad. We haven't done anything with the stone and dirt and stuff, but we're not going to get to that today. I just want to get this thing up and running. Let's see. We have 5 stacks left, so I think from 14 stacks, that means we got like 7 or 8 stacks of soul sand in the floor here. So at least we got some left over. That's pretty cool. But now we just have to plant the very little nether wart that we have. And then we'll be able to get on with the rest of our potion lab. Yeah, this is definitely not a whole lot, but we'll definitely be able to start making potions now. So I'm going to hop into a creative world and prototype a potion brewing system. All right, so this is the design that I came up with, and it might look a bit intimidating at first, but it's actually quite simple. So what we basically do is these back hoppers load water bottles into our brewing stands. This one just happens to have nether wart in it. So I'm just going to run it for the sake of demonstration here. So as you can see, our timing circuit sort of kicked in once this whole thing fills up with water bottles. And basically all this does is it waits until the brewing stand is finished, and then it unpowers the bottom row of hoppers, which you'll do in a second here, right there. And that lets the brewed potion go into the bottom chest. Of course, if we're making awkward potions, this could go into a system that feeds it into the next set of brewing stands, and that will allow us to make all different kinds of potions. Of course, there are a couple drawbacks to this design. The main one is that we have to manually load blaze powder into the brewing stands. Of course, we could put a couple of pieces of blaze powder into this back hopper every now and then, and that will feeds from the same hopper as the water bottles. One other drawback of our design is that we have to load the correct amount of water bottles into our item hopper here. Otherwise, water bottles will be sucked through our brewing stand and into the chest below during the unloading process. So it's not really a simple fix to that, but I think we can just run individual streams of water to here, or maybe have a dispenser that dispenses the exact amount of water bottles per item hopper here. The only thing this really automates is the removal of the items from the brewing stand. Of course, as you can see here, it didn't trigger this because this comparator only checks this last row of brewing stands. Also, I want to really briefly get into the redstone here. It's just a really simple circuit here. This slice here is the timing circuit from the Minecraft wiki. It's just I think they call it a dropper latch pulse multiplier or something. It's got a specific amount of items in here, which allows it to be timed out perfectly to the length of time it takes to brew an item. This extension down here with the observer and stuff is just a way for me to make a latch. And there's actually a burnout circuit here, a torch burnout. So if I just trigger it here, that is what causes the delay for the items to be sucked out of the brewing stands. And there's one other thing that's kind of interesting, and that's this dropper here with a bunch of items in it. That's used to shorten the length of signal coming out of this comparator, so we can trigger the whole system in just a 3-wide design. But let's get back into the survival world. That's what this series is about anyway, so yeah. Okay, let's just talk about the design of this thing real quick. As you can see, we've got these spaces that are 3-wide carved out for our brewing stands. I'll probably have chests underneath of these for this side of the potion lab, but for this side we're going to be making splash potions and awkward potions, and we'll probably be feeding like this side will probably be awkward potions, and we'll have to feed them into here and add gunpowder to the chain so we can make splash awkward potions, if that makes sense. Then we can feed them down this chain and make all the rest of our potions. So yeah, I'll get to crafting all these brewing stands, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Okay, just got back from mining, and hopefully this will be enough iron to get the job done. We're going to need quite a lot for those hoppers. Where's the rest of my iron? Alright, let's see if this is enough iron. I guess so. I really do think hoppers should be able to be made out of wood or something. Like, that just makes sense. And there we go. That's the whole thing in place. Of course, we still need to do the redstone, but it's still a sight to behold. Alright, if there's one thing we haven't actually collected yet in this world, it's spruce wood. So, I said that we actually collected every single wood type, but that's technically not true. I just didn't go out and get spruce trees because we didn't really have to go out. It's just right around the corner here. And hey, look at that, there's an iron golem for some reason. I guess that's the reason why all the villagers have died off, because he hasn't been doing his job. I gotta say though, I really do like this new texture for the leaves. It looks so much more like actual pine trees. So yeah, to put into perspective just how big our nether wart farm is, look at that mountain. I had to clear out all of that space. Wow. to make this thing. Let's just get another angle at this. Look at that. That's just stupid. But we are going to need the nether wart. And the thing is, this stuff doesn't grow by bone mealing it, so you have to do it manually. Okay, we're here at night because I wanted to show you what this place kind of looks like. It's actually pretty nice looking. I mean, of course, we do need to light this place up, but let's check out the lab as it is right now. Look at that. Wow. I think this looks just pretty cool with the shaders and stuff. It might not be that fantastic of a build, but this is why I like to play the game with shaders on, because stuff just looks really cool. Anyway, let's get to the actual redstone. I've been putting that off long enough, and we'll see if we can get this thing functioning by the end of the episode. Alright, so all the redstone's in place, and you might notice that it's actually a lot bigger than it was in the creative testing world, but it is kind of deliberate. There's actually no difference between this circuit and the other one besides this thing right here. Unfortunately, my torch burnout circuit seems to function differently in the survival world for some reason. So when this thing triggers, it actually pulses these bottom hoppers off and on 3 or 4 times, but it still should work. Now to test this thing out, I'm going to have to head out into the desert and collect a bunch of sand so we can make our glass bottles. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Stay. Good boy. Okay, so we got the bottles. I think we have all the ingredients that we need to test this thing out. Yeah. So I'll just grab a bunch of bottles here. That's probably enough. And let's give this thing a run. So, oh, I forgot the friggin' blaze powder. Okay, so I guess I'll just load in some blaze powder here, and might as well put in some gunpowder and nether warts. I think I'm going to want to do it like this. So all we really have to do is put bottles into it, really. So, oops, that's already going. Okay. And I think this should just work. Although we did start this second one too late. It might be pulling out a couple of bottles before it gets done, but we'll see here. Oh, there it is. Huh, okay. So it looks like it worked. We have 3 awkward potions and 3 splash water bottles. That is to be expected. So we might be able to just drop these in, splash water bottles, and it should automatically convert them into splash awkward potions. Anytime now. Oh, it didn't, I don't think it stayed on. Oh, never mind. This was full of stuff, so it didn't actually clear it out all the way. Of course, now we can just put this in any of these other brewing stands, theoretically. I think it's a good idea to test it out. So actually, I'm just going to use this last one over here. Put in our awkward splash potions. What else do we need? Blaze powder. And I'll put in some like sugar or something and try to make some other kind of potion. I wonder if this works with red mushrooms. It better. Nope. Friggin' hell. Mushroom. Okay, let's craft this thing up. Let's see. Spider eye, sugar, and that brown mushroom. And, okay, so here we're going to just brew up a splash potion of poison. Okay, and now we just drop in the fermented spider eye. And meanwhile, I'm going to go over here and start another awkward potion and see if this thing works as intended. So all we have to do is drop in some water bottles. So when that brewing stand finishes, it should clear out this one as well. There we go. We have instant damage potions now. Of course, I'm going to run these through again with some, I think, glowstone. Okay, glowstone just to intensify the effect. In fact, we can start the next batch of splash potions here. Maybe split this and get 2 of these things going at the same time. Grab some more water, and I believe that will automatically trigger all of these when that thing finishes. So as you can see, we have this one, and these 2 brewing stands full of potions. But when this one gets done, it should clear out all of those brewing stands. Yep, check it out. It looks like it works. Instant damage 2. And let's see. Just check here. Awkward splash potion, and we should have regular awkward potions in here. So yeah, this whole system works, but we're still manually moving around the items. Unfortunately, we're kind of out of time for today's episode, so I'm going to call it here for today. Next episode, I want to get the water streams finished on this thing and just get this whole thing sort of working automatically. But until next time, take care. Bye-bye.